So you're locked in with the government now. You have the ability to kind of administer how the funds are put out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And they said, what do we need to do with this money? And I named off a couple of priorities, beginning with children. And I've done a little homework on you, and I think you and I have probably had some things that we got in common. I said, the first thing we've got to do is take children whose families and communities have been destroyed by this and give them connection to sanctuary from chaos, the stability of loving relationships, and an affirmation of their individual spirituality. Any child who's disconnected from these three things is going to have a tough time making it in this world. And if we can create a structure for that to happen, we've got to do it. I said, the next thing we've got to do is take people who are trying to get their lives back together and help them in whatever way we can. Because someone whose life has been ravaged by addiction, they face all kinds of legal problems and financial problems and just logistical problems, like where do I buy clothes to go to work? How can I get to work? We've got to do everything we can to give a helping hand to folks who are trying their very best to rebuild a shattered life. And I said, the final thing we've got to do is figure out a way to pioneer a therapeutic breakthrough for opioid addiction. I said, the options that we currently have are basically opioids with which we treat opioid addiction. And while it's better than nothing, government has as a job an obligation to improve everybody's life.
And that's methadone, Suboxone, things like that?
That's correct.
Okay.
They are opioids produced by the very same people who created the problem.
Nuh-uh, really?
Yes, sir. The companies that produce the opioid epidemic are the same companies that produce its treatments.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Let's look that up. Who makes methadone?
And check out Indivior, which is the parent company of Suboxone and Sublocade and others. And Indivior has its own criminal rap sheet with the federal government from the way in which it sought to manipulate an increase in the issuance of those prescriptions. There's something that's called the Opioid Record Archive at the University of California in San Francisco. And in that record archives, a Harvard faculty member by the name of Dr. Matt Bevan has pulled out documents that show that the companies that created the problem very much celebrate the fact that they're the ones who are basically making money off of the treatment on the back end.
Unreal.
And that's the system that we find ourselves with.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's thousands of people that have been saved by these, and they should be options on the table. But we need to diversify, expand, and improve upon those options if we can.